Hi, I'm Isabelle Schmidt. I was raped and I'm lucky. My own life experience led me to want to know more and hear more stories. And as I did, I was not only shocked to learn how common sexual assault is, but the steps and precautions that I took afterwards were not available to everyone. I was thrown again by the ignorance of my peers when it came to sexual violence, and I only recently learned how rights of survivors like myself are at stake in the United States. And you're not going to hear me use the word victim because I don't believe in it. I am a survivor. I fight every day to be a survivor, to live. Survivors are so much more likely to experience depression, PTSD, to contemplate suicide, and to abuse drugs and alcohol. I'm a person who lives with PTSD, and I suffered a lot and got through a lot to be here. Okay, so some of the things that realizing I had privileges as a sexual assault survivor was a reality check, but it was part of the journey. So rape kits usually happen within 24 hours of an assault. They're traumatic and scary, and they actually can cost up to $1,000 just to have a rape kit done. And when you think about it, it's like if your house was robbed, would they charge you to have the police come in and take evidence? But we charge rape survivors. And this woman, after she was raped, posted her receipt online, and these are drugs to prevent HIV, to prevent STDs, and to prevent pregnancy. And you can see her bill racked up to $4,570, which is, it's so expensive to be raped. So something more personally painful that I didn't come to light to me until after I was assaulted was how society views rape and its survivors. I hear rape jokes all of the time, constantly. So here I have like the definition of rape, which is compelling of a person through physical force or duress to have sexual intercourse, and there's a broader definition, but that's what rape is. It is not a test that you didn't study for, and it's not a hard workout, and people throw around the word like it's nothing and use it in the incorrect context. And here are some jokes that people put online that have to do with rape. And just having to look through all these, when I was searching for some images and I typed in rape and I put a space, the first thing that came up was jokes, because people like to laugh at this. And it may be just a joke to you or something like these things. The one that says spike your best friend's drink, that wasn't a joke online, that was an ad for Bloomingdale's. And then the next one was a tweet from the oh-so-popular Meninist account on Twitter, which again, people say it's just jokes. When you tell rape jokes or you retweet them online, there are two people who are gonna probably hear them, survivors like myself, who, when I hear rape jokes, it not only is possibly triggering, but it makes you feel like what you went through is invalidated and trivialized. And the other kinds of people who are going to see these things and hear these things are rapists. And they're going to feel accepted, and they are going to feel like their behavior is normal. And they should never be allowed to feel that way. So one of the things I realized was how much people don't know about rape. So I was raped my freshman year of high school. For the past 3 years, I have heard so much ignorance from the mouths of teenagers, them saying that men can't be raped, teenagers saying that it's not rape if she's asleep, or most girls cry rape because they cheated. And you can say, well, they're just teenagers, but these teenagers grow up and they become people. They become police officers, they become doctors, they become judges, they become politicians, they become parents. They become parents of children who may go through what I went through. And it's one of the things that we can do is, so one of the things we can do is to change how people view rape. We can create a new generation of informed, sensitive citizens. And we can do that by requiring that students, when they're in health class, they learn that they need sober, enthusiastic, and continuous consent. And we can also let survivors know that they have information and resources. We can let them know about hotlines they can call. We can let them know about counselors in their school or support groups in the area. But more than that, we can let survivors know that regardless of all the things they see and hear, they're not less, and they're not damaged, and they're not to blame. And one way you can support survivors is by urging Congress to pass the Sexual Assault Survivors' Rights Bill. So one of the things I was talking about was how rape kits and medication that you need after an assault cost so much money. So this bill would make sure that no matter what state you live in, you wouldn't have to pay for those things. You would be able to be notified of your rights in a clear language. Know your medical information from your own rape kit instead of it being secret. And you wouldn't have to pay for your own rape kit. You would have a copy of your own police report, and you would have access to medication and counseling. Okay, so Sexual Assault Awareness Month is actually in April, so that's why I put this little ribbon and thing up there. But sexual abuse and violence and just assault, it's gonna happen. I can't stop it, you can't stop it, no one can. But what we can do is change how people view assault and violence and how the system treats survivors like myself. And that starts with us. I have big dreams of changing laws and making sure everyone is as educated as possible, but you know, we have mostly parents and family members in here, and you can talk to your children, you can talk to your siblings, you can talk to your nieces and your nephews. Don't just assume that they know all there is to know about consent, because there are more parameters for it than what no and yes mean. Have these conversations, because they might be life-changing. And survivors, you have a voice, and it is so much more powerful than you think. So if you can, you should share your story. And for everyone else, you know, all I can say to you is to listen. You know, don't speak over survivors, and don't tell us how to feel or how to think about what we went through. My story is my own, and I am grateful to have shared it with you all today. Thank you.